considered to be the greatest?
Left, you're not gonna believe this. This is hilarious. This is like the biggest gaffe in like history of Lucky Lefty podcast, bro. You
Didn't
realize we just did that open
didn't even
dry?
go.
We didn't even go live. That's crazy. We did the countdown and everything and never went live. Lucky Lefty, man, welcome in. Left just did one of the most heartfelt opens and tributes to somebody. And this dude right here just played the goof. It never
Yeah,
went live.
looking crazy.
Man, look at crazy left. This is crazy. I'm looking at the chat. People like, man, we late. I'm like,
We in
I'm
here talking.
right now.
So the countdown don't put it on live automatically. It seems
No,
like.
no, I still have to hit the button. I never hit the button. This is like the worst of the worst.
What?
This is the worst of the worst, man. Lucky Lefty podcast is Wednesday. And we said it was crazy. It just felt like a crazy day. It's hump day. Shaun Davis, the Onora boys are in the building. SD2 Mics. Overtime Malik Zaire 8. Yeah, Lucky Lefty himself. Brought to you by Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com, that premium American whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. We knew it was a crazy day. You know why left? Because this is what we had the opportunity to wake up to.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So I won't be long-winded. Like, you only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year. So really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me, my family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
So, you guys missed it, but Left was talking about.
Yeah, man, you can tell a guy is going through it. A guy is going through it. The season didn't go how you wanted to, and losing makes everything worse. And when you're losing, you're not having the season you want, and then every football player is selfish. Where you put your heart and soul and passion to the game, 100% effort. But every single one of us that does that loves when the season is over to come back to something being at home. And I believe that this all season and during the season when Tom was going through a divorce, not having his girl at the crib, really impacted this man. And you can tell he walking on the beach. You got the 5 o'clock shadow. This guy is a mess. He's a mess. So he probably realized when football and the fanfare of football calmed down, he really, really enjoyed his wife and his family situation. Which is crazy because I feel like I had a little bit more. But
Man,
it's
oh,
also
dude, literally, your intro was immaculate, bro.
and we
Your intro was immaculate, bro. I look, man. This is always, a first. It's a time for a first. This is the first time ever, right? This first time ever, man. I like we were conversing about something before.
yeah.
And we literally, man, LL Nation, we literally did 4 or 5 minutes of show. That
And didn't
wasn't
even have it
live.
live. And now y'all talking bad about us that we not on time. We was on time today.
Man.
But I know he feels like uh Tom probably feels terrible though. Because we were saying that if he played in the Super Bowl, he wouldn't be retiring right now. He would be I think the divorce took 2, 3 years
Mm,
off his career.
Because you were saying something about coming home to that. leaving the game and coming home to an empty house.
Yeah, it's hard enough to transition from sports to finding something else that you like.
Yeah.
That's even in relationships. When you're so involved in having a relationship with the craft,
Hmm.
there has to be a balance where you're just as involved in a relationship outside of the craft. And that was a huge piece for Tom that he probably didn't realize in the midst of being the greatest of all time. Or I call it the boat, best of all time. I don't like goats. I tried to feed a goat one time and it didn't go great. So I'm calling people the boat. LeBron the boat, best of all time. But anyway, after that season in Tampa, he went home and had nothing but them dogs in the crib, no food in the refrigerator. You know, because Tom still, without his wife, is living like Tom at Michigan. Bed sheets changed every 2 months, 3 months, 4 months potentially. Don't got nobody to go catch the new Avatar with. All off season stuff. And he probably looked at it like, man, this sucks. So I think that's what really took them that extra 2, 3 years. Not a hit. Took two, three
Hmm.
years off his career.
Yeah.
A hit
Yeah.
to his relationships.
Yeah.
Took 2, 3 years off his career. I mean, the
That's a
man was
fact.
choked up. And I really don't think it was about football. Anytime you rush to get something out that you feel really bad for, you don't want to talk long winded. That's why he got straight to it. He said, yeah, I'm retired. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Now, I love all my family. He didn't say he love his wife. He can't. That's when he started getting choked up. That long walk on the beach by yourself ain't easy. So that's going to be an interesting thing for Tom Brady. What is somebody that's put his whole life into something do after he doesn't want to do it anymore? And that's a question we all have to answer as football players from a relationship standpoint, a business standpoint, a family situation. But when it's over, it's over. That's the one thing that we all sign up for, the end date. And I think Tom specifically, no different than any other football player, has or is going to have a tough time transition. And when you don't have support, whether it be an internship or you was building up outside of football or you got a big family that supports you through thick and thin, it just makes everything worse. Because there's nothing in life quite like football and what it gives you on a day to day. Football is the most intense, passionate game that you can play. And what it requires to put so much in to get so much out is not an easy thing to do. And when you do that for 23 years and then you turn around and have nothing to fall back on, that's devastating. That's real sacrifice that's not talked about. Now, obviously his ass was greedy. Seven, what you gotta prove? You beat the game. Like how you beat the video game, you done beat all the levels, got all the secret stash stuff, then know all the maps, got all the guns, whatever you need on the game, and he pressed restart. The game over. And that's just with anything. When you have so much success in life, it's hard to just walk away from it. It's hard. And Tom realized, he said, man, I'm not about to go to no whole new team, whole new place. I don't have nobody moving with me. He going through it. So I don't blame him. It's been a great career, 23 years. But this ended because of everything but football. And I think that's important to remember for all athletes, even the greatest or even the best of all time, still got problems with at the crib. Oh, you on mute.
I think I speak for everyone when, you watch that video and you feel like this is the mood that he's in.
Oh man.
That's Tom Brady, boy. That's Tom Brady. He woke up this morning like, boy, let me tell you something.
Yeah. He said, you ain't even got to tell me this time. I quit on my own. I quit on my own. We ain't got to have no conversation. I
Boy,
didn't even give no long speech.
he
I
woke
woke
up
up and said
feeling
I
like
was going.
Usher for real, boy.
What? That man is letting it burn. Bad. That's what I'm saying. That's the crazy. But that's what it is. He put everything on winning.
Oh,
Because if he won, he wouldn't be doing that.
not at all.
That's why I'm like, this is not about football. It's about him losing his girl, and that shit hurting now. Because usually during now, he get ready for a game. You know, he right
Oh,
now, he get ready to try to scout tickets. Who all coming to the game? Who I need to know head count, get my box suite. He
right,
can't do that this year.
right,
He
right.
like, dang, the family ain't messing with me. You know, they was depending on this Super Bowl. I'm going home. I don't even know how to feed the dogs. Baby girl ain't at the crib. What am I doing?
Oh.
Hey
For
man,
our podcast listeners, we threw up a GIF of the video "Let It Burn" where Usher slides across the floor to his girl to apologize to get her back, man.
I mean, he's hurt. Like, wouldn't you be hurt?
Dude,
Because everybody's like, I told you should have quit, man. I told you.
he leveraged just a little bit too much.
Just a little. Yeah, you was good. 22 years, you was
Cause
good.
he was like, man, she ain't gonna leave.
She ain't gonna leave you.
She ain't leaving. She'll never leave. He came home from practice one day and Giselle was like,
Yeah. And he started losing. Oh, hell no. And it's crazy because I think he was gonna play till for 25 years. I think he had 2 more years in.
oh man.
But when your support system fall, even the best of all time is like, I gotta rack it
Oh
up.
man.
So I blame
Hey,
Giselle for this.
hey, I'll look, Matt. Matt, thank you for tapping in. I'll take it today. I'll take it today. I couldn't wait to
Cause
drop
you
that.
know he over there
I
right
couldn't
now,
wait.
begging
I
and
couldn't
pleading.
wait.
He begging and pleading right now. That's why I had to get all this out the way. He said, I don't have time to write no letters.
Oh,
I blew the opportunity. I'm letting y'all know now I'm on my way to my girl crib across the street. Because she moved across the street. I'm about to be begging and pleading all day.
man.
So I had to get it out early. I'm retiring this morning. I'll be crying and begging for her all night. Tom Brady. He ain't no even the best of all time is just like you and me.
Oh, dude.
Even the best of all time is just like you and I.
Man, dude. You remember that episode of The Cosby Show where Keisha Knight Pullman was singing the jazz song? They did it for their mom's birthday. Rudy came down the stairs. Baby! That's that cat right now. Please. Yeah,
And you
that's
know she gonna make it worse. She gonna talk about I told you. You ain't listen to me. Now look at you. She gonna make it worse before it get better. That's how they do
oh
it.
man.
That's how they do it. They gonna make us. They gonna make us hurt. But it's Tom Brady. She gonna get back with Tom Brady, right?
Dude, let's
It's
get
Tom
to look.
Brady.
We were actually dude. This show is just off the rails from the beginning. Dude. We did 5 minutes without being live. Then we go live. Then we try to recreate the intro and the immaculate tribute that Malik paid to Tom Brady. You did a good job, but it
I
was
thought I
nowhere
did the
near.
man.
It was nowhere near what you did
Man,
just for
I'm
nothing,
telling you, I feel like I really nailed it that one.
right? And now, I'm sorry. I had this Jiffy waiting all morning. I couldn't wait to drop it. It's Usher Jiff. And the purpose of playing him first was to bring up the topic. What do you expect Notre Dame to miss? And
Mm,
that's what we're going to talk about today, right? What were the things that Notre Dame missed from the 2021 team in 2022? And what are the things that Notre Dame might miss in 2023 from the 2022 team. Now, some people might say we're not going to miss anything from this 9-4 season. It should be interesting. We have two
I know what I'm
players
gonna miss. I
already.
think, I think some guys would miss like the feeling of, oh, we're right there, because now there's no more excuses. I used to like the feeling of, okay, we might mess around and do it.
Mm, mm,
We might mess around and win a couple games, put us in some spots. But
mm,
now it's expectations only.
mm,
I'm not hoping and wishing. I'm going in knowing and feeling we're gonna win two of them three big games, if not all three. So I miss the feeling of us transitioning from a elite to a championship tier. Because when we in that championship tier, the target's on our back now. Everybody gonna be coming for us. I mean, they already coming for us in recruiting, coaching, administration, scheduling. So I'm gonna miss that.
mm. That's interesting, Left. I've never really thought about it from that standpoint.
It's one thing to have expectations or to play carefree. When you playing carefree, when you in a transition year, it's like, oh man, you do anything. But it's a lot more stressful once you cross over that elite to championship tier now, where you're a Saban or Alabama, and you're like winning at all costs.
Mm,
Now you're going up to the NIL, be like, look, I better fix it because I'm about to jump in and go crazy. Because that's the expectation. That's why
yeah,
Nick Saban's at them donor meetings being like, look, I need to give up them bucks. Y'all like Will Andersons and Bryce Youngs? We're gonna need to keep up.
yeah, yeah.
So Marcus Freeman hasn't gotten to that level yet where he's like, all right, Indy, it's time to start raising some money. Because we there. We done won 2 out of the last 4 years.
Yeah,
We gotta keep up.
yeah,
He ain't talking like that now. He's talking like we're almost there.
yeah,
We 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 putting in the groundwork. The pieces are in place. Now when he crosses over from the pieces been there and the pieces got to stand up and hold something up, it should be trophies. And then that's when we start transitioning to being who we should be. But that's from a metaphorical standpoint of what I'm gonna miss. What I'm gonna miss on the field, I probably am gonna miss the impact of the tight end.
mm,
I think with Sam Hartman specifically, and just moving forward with how our recruiting is going, there's not gonna be a similar Michael Mayer season from a tight end at least in the next 2 or 3 years.
mm.
I think the offensive shift is going to happen, and that's going to require receivers to be more involved. You only recruit 4 and 5 star receivers so long before they're like, all right, man, all right, man. I know y'all love y'all tight end, it's tight end you, but I'm a 5 star you over here. I'm trying to make something happen. So I think once we transition into that, that gets us closer to how you see the dominance in football when you have a bunch of good receivers. We're looking to be a team with a bunch of good receivers in the run game. Not that tight ends can't get it done. Tight ends can get you wins. And I think we got to get out of the mindset of we're a team that's better than just trying to win a game.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
Alabama is beyond trying to win a game. They trying to crush you. We trying to crush teams. So I think when we got out of the mindset of, oh my gosh, we got to do everything we can to win. We got to out scheme out Willie Beam them.
yeah,
No, we just like, look, you playing Marshall, it's a wrap. Y'all coming to get y'all little check. Y'all take y'all pictures around campus. Come in here, get this whooping, and then go on home. They come in here, take the pictures, go to the bookstore, eat in our cafeteria, and then chill in the locker room, run out the tunnel, have fun, throw a party on the field, and then go home and throw another one. It's like so. I I think we'll transition out of that when you start seeing the receivers flash. You start seeing a quarterback throw for over 3,000 yards, not 3,000 barely, whereas a comfortable three and a half,
Hmm.
4,000.
Right.
We get a 4,000 yard pass right now, then we probably will win. We probably win a championship.
If
So
we get a 4,000-yard receiver at Notre Dame, I'll start a Lucky Lefty
no, I'm
collective.
talking about passes.
That's
If
what
we
I'm
had
talking about. Dude, if someone throws for 4,000 yards at Notre Dame,
at Notre Dame,
I'm telling you, I will start a collective, an NIL collective.
we would be the we honestly, if we had an offense like that, we would be the like the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. Like I feel like right now it's Ohio State or Bama's America's team.
Yeah,
But if we was high flying and scoring points like Kansas City or something,
right.
we would literally be America's team. Like people would want to watch Notre Dame, and it wouldn't be a love hate. It'd be all love. You put an exciting offense at Notre Dame, it's better than the Cosby Show. Best entertainment on your Saturday night. Because then you get the tradition. You feel football is back.
Yeah,
When everything is right in the world, Notre Dame football is on top. That's why things are so lopsided now. You don't let recruiting take over, NIL take over. When football is at the right place, at the pinnacle and the height of excitement and football fandom, Notre Dame's at the top. Notre Dame is at the top. And that's why, if you think about it, Notre Dame is so popular. We move the needle in college football. So don't let us get to a championship tier with a franchise quarterback and a head coach that could be in the movies. Marcus Freeman could be in a little football movie or some Friday Night Lights 2,
hmm,
Longest Yard 3 or something. We got everything you want at Notre Dame. There's no way. It's no way with a 4,000 yard passer. We wouldn't be the most exciting team in college football.
you're definitely going to miss what? 180, 2,099, 18, 25. Those are stats put up by Isaiah Foskey and Michael Mayer, right? As you said, yeah, you missed that. And it's something I point out. And some people have pushed back, you know, like, I don't think I'm nitpicking, saying that you can circle 25 in sacks and go look at over the last 10 years, last 2 years, I'm sorry, how the rushing yards per game continues to grow. Now, you can talk about the sacks, but what about these rushing yards?
Yeah. Which impacts the game damn near more than passing.
You know, Jason Adamiola, who had a great showing at the NFLPA, All Star game. Did he live up to expectations?
He wasn't a Adamiola wasn't a 5 star coming in, was he?
Four
Because
star.
Foskey was, right?
No, they both are 4 stars.
Mm. I think if you're a 5 star, you have that expectation from the jump. I think Jason, very good player, got better, but he wasn't an it player like a Foskey could be. I think Foskey could have been an it potential player where it was like just because he has the freakish size and athletic ability. So because of his size and athletic ability, I knew getting 25 sacks wasn't the amazing thing. It's hard to do. It's not. But look at you. It's like bowl dunking. It's like look at you. Of course, of
Yeah.
course. So, well, Foster could have been the it player though. It's how we talked about at the beginning of the season. If he had 25 sacks by USC game or something, or in one season, he could have really took over.
Yeah.
In my mind, that was my expectation of why you came back in the first place. Like with Cam Hart, I'm expecting Cam Hart to look like Darrell Revis next year.
Yeah.
Because
I
what you coming
think,
back for?
well, to stay with that defensive line and some of the leadership that's leaving, I don't think this coaching staff will miss some of the external BS they had to deal with.
Mm,
I think that's a positive thing moving forward because
yeah,
that was a lot of external BS
a
going on,
ton, a ton.
and a lot of that's not the way we do it, or that's not how we used to do it. A lot of friction coming from people that was supposed to be leaders on the team. I don't think Marcus Freeman and his coaching staff are going to miss that at all.
No.
They might be happy, like, you know what, man, go ahead,
Go ahead.
go ahead. You know what I'm saying? It's because it was something we talked about yesterday when we did our Back to the Future on the Marshall game. Look, man, you can show me the roster, and I can tell you, yeah, that's a good roster. Doesn't mean you're a good team.
Exactly.
Right? Texas A&M. If I looked at their roster, I'm like, yo, this is a fabulous roster,
Don't mean a good
but
team.
they're a terrible team.
And that hurts. When you're good and you can't win,
You want to have good teams in your program. Teams, not just rosters. Good teams. Of course, you want talent. That's part of the recipe. But there's a little bit something extra when it comes to creating good teams. Notre Dame has to find a way to do that, right?
and I
I,
think they have the right pieces in places that requires those type of teams to form. Like for instance, you got the fire starter head coach. A lot of championship teams need that, and a lot of teams have a hard time finding that. They have a hard time finding that right coach more so than a quarterback. Because there's been plenty of great quarterbacks with terrible coaches. So Notre Dame has specifically the coaching piece that it takes to win a championship from
yeah,
a playing for type of guy. Like you think of Marcus Freeman, you think of the players type of coach like a Dabo. Guys want to go there to play for Marcus Freeman, just like guys will go there to play for Dabo.
yeah,
That's a rarity. Just like guys will play for Kirby. Them dudes will run for a wall through a wall for Kirby, even though they know they better, but they still go out there like they the underdog. Kirby, with the team he has, can convince his team that's overly way better, more dominant than any team out there, that they're the underdog in a championship game. What kind of psychology you got on your players? Were you the best team in college football by far? Ain't nobody questioning it, and you still convince them in the championship game they're the underdog. To the point where they out here saying, "Y'all thought we was gonna lose? Y'all thought we was gonna be 7-5?"
look,
Just say you love your coach, man. Just say you love your coach.
like
So
you
Notre
said,
Dame
programs. We talked about it yesterday. Programs that are coach driven are good programs.
are good programs.
Programs that are player driven are the elite programs.
I mean, look at Purdue. That coach over at Purdue got Charlie Jones in. I mean, like, and that's Purdue. Purdue been in the middle of the road for so long, and now they playing the Big Ten championship last year because of a coach. The school didn't change their colors or their name. It's still Purdue, and they'll be Purdue next year too.
Hey, I actually like my boy Walters from Illinois as a coach.
Yeah, yeah, you like them?
That's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy. I'm not. I wish him well. I wish him well in the Big Ten. I do. I wish him well in
Hey,
the.
he gonna have it. Look, he don't got even Charlie now.
Well, he doesn't have the Witherspoon, a top 10 pick, possibly in the NFL draft to start at defensive back either. So we'll, we'll see what he can do. LL question of the day. What player did you or do you miss watching the most?
From last year,
Notre Dame fans, just in general. Just what player do you miss watching on a Saturday?
I'm not gonna lie, I really like watching. Obviously, my favorite player, which is smooth, Jalen Smith.
I miss watching Rocket, bro.
Really?
Cats don't understand. Leak, you just don't understand what it was like to turn the TV on every week, expecting that dude to do like, dude, he's gonna do something crazy. This dude's about to do something bananas
in a
this
in a
week.
in a small perspective, you know who I felt like that about? Kyron Williams. Maybe it was because of the way the team was set up
Mm,
at that time, where it was like we need Kyron to show up or we gonna get blown out.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
was I
yeah.
was generally excited week to week to watch Kyron get on the TV because I knew he was gonna have to do something crazy because we didn't know about Jack Cohn. And so I genuinely was excited that when his number was called, like the Purdue game, that little slam he had for the touchdown was a big play because we didn't have no other answers at the time. So I was excited. And then the North Carolina run, of course.
Speaking of Jack Cohn, they missed Jack Cohn this year, bro.
You think so?
Just the lead dude, just the leadership at the position and the experience. Like when you go into that first game, it's just beneficial to have somebody with experience, bro. It just
Yeah.
is. It's just beneficial to have somebody with experience. Am I saying Jack Cohn is a better quarterback or going to be a better quarterback than Tyler Buckner or Sam Hartman at Notre Dame? That's not what I'm saying.
But that's the but that's
But
to
that
say that
leadership at that position to go into a game with an inexperienced quarterback and then to put that much weight on him the way Tommy Reese did, that's that's a
hard to
lot.
do. Yes,
That's a
sir.
lot. You know something else? As much as people wanted to kind of poo-poo what Kevin Austin meant, he was the dude. At least you walked into every game knowing he's the number one receiver.
Yes.
Notre Dame didn't have that last year. They were missing that last year. As much as you felt
Oh,
like
because you
he
said
was
Kevin Austin, right?
underwhelming,
Kevin Austin was our number one both times.
Kevin Austin. As much as you felt like he was underwhelming in his Notre Dame
He was
career,
our number one.
he was your number one.
He's our number one.
And you cannot go into a season without knowing who your
Yeah.
number one is. They missed that.
Yeah.
They missed that. I don't think they're going to miss that this year.
Oh no, we gonna have somebody show up in that receiver.
I I fully expect there to be a couple of number ones.
Because you got a guy like Deion Cosley that's good too. And I keep forgetting, because I'm talking about Jaden Thomas and all the young guys. Deion
Hmm.
Cosley was pretty good too.
Yeah,
Him, Styles, and Jaden Thomas are very good receiver core.
yeah,
Now Jaden might be the one of the other three because I think he's a little bigger and a little fat. Not maybe not faster than Styles,
yeah.
but he's a little bigger. Those three are viable receivers.
Facts.
And Styles is Tyler's boy. I'm just saying. But I know them young guys gonna be right, and the number one receiver is down the pipe. We're usually used to having one. Michael Floyd, Will Fuller, T.J. Jones, Tyler Eifert. You damn near play him receiver wherever he wanted to play. We've usually been a team that we had a bunch of talent, but we used
Yeah,
one running back all season and one receiver all season. Now we reduce it to one running back all season. But
yeah,
we've done a little better. Had running back by committee, a little bit better. Because we used to just be like roll them out one at a time. Josh, run him to the ground. CJ, run him to the ground. When we had CJ, Josh, and Dex on the roster at the same time. Like we could get 1,000-yard rusher, but we can do it in multiple ways.
I really think because we see, man, thank you for everybody that's tapping in with the answers. Doma Wop says Aaron Taylor. Thank you, Ant underscore BR. Dex also said Manti, Marcel, Kevin Stephenson, Connor Nepper, Greg Bryant.
Yeah, that's my dog.
I
GB.
mean,
He always gonna be number one.
look, I'm trying to tell you, Left, you just don't understand. I remember because as a kid, I'm really chill now when it comes to like Notre Dame and like games and stuff, the aftermath. When I was younger, I was highly volatile when it came to my emotions. I was highly volatile. And I remember watching that Orange Bowl in 91. And I'm sitting next to my cousin, and my cousin's like, they're not gonna kick it to him. They're not gonna kick it to him. And I'm sitting up there like, man, shut up. He's like, man, they're gonna kick it out of bounds. And that cat Tom Ruin kicked the ball, and it was in the middle of the field. Dude, you talking about I stood, man, I had my onesie on. I stood up. He broke that first tackle, bounced it to the outside. I went bananas, bro. I went bananas. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
can't believe it just happened.
And then I saw that yellow flag, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding. Big
Hey, yellow
N-Bird
flag is
just
not
ruined
is
my
not is
whole
not
night.
funny.
There's a flag on the play. And I was like, oh
Oh
my
my
God.
god.
You gotta be kidding. But that was every week
Yeah.
with Rocket, bro. You like every punt, every kickoff.
Something was
Like,
finna go down.
because he did everything. He did punts. He did kickoffs. He was a wide receiver. They put him in the backfield. He was a running back. Like literally, the dude was part of literally 80% of the offense.
Yeah.
And he was just
He was the
always
focus.
a problem. Yes.
Yeah. It would be nice to see us have a focus like that. I mean, we did have focus like that. Michael Mayer, what am I talking about?
Man. You said Michael Mayer? I
Michael
guess you
Mayer
could
was
say
that
that.
impact.
Jason Hewlett, that's Lee Becton. 93 Lee Becton was special,
He
93.
was nice. I never caught no tape of
Oh,
Lee. I see him all the
yo.
time though.
Bro, you see Lee all the time?
Yeah, I see Lee back there all the time. He be at all the events.
Dude, tell Lee we got to get him on the podcast. Lee,
Yeah.
let me tell you something. Lee was one of the shiftiest. Hips would go one way, feet would be going the other way. How did he do that, runners, in the history of college football? Like,
Ooh.
Lee was nasty.
Yeah.
Lee
Yeah.
Beckham was nasty. Lee, yeah, yeah. Lee was nasty. Ricky Waters was nasty too.
See, I always confuse Ricky Waters with uh how they talk about Ricky Williams.
See, Rick started out at punt return flanker.
Mm.
Then they
Oh,
moved
he
him to
wasn't
running
even
back.
a
No, he was a punt return flanker as a freshman. Then they moved him to running back. They did to him, and that's why they were so crazy.
yeah.
Like literally, dude. They look. They beat I think Tennessee in '91. I think '91 Tennessee. When they go down there, it's Pickens, Kelly,
What do you
Alvin
think made the
Harper, that
difference?
whole crew. Look, dude, when you have two dudes on offense that literally were interchangeable. Now, this is what I mean. Lou Holtz would split Rocket out in the first half and run Ricky Waters. Like, I remember the game on the road in Knoxville. Ricky Waters basically took over the game. Wore them down, dude. And then this dude split Ricky out like the last series and put Rocket in the backfield. And their linebackers had been so slow from the interior run game with Ricky Waters all day. Rocket just beat them to the corner and took it like 40 yards. It was just
Oh
like,
man.
dude,
Well,
he could
it's
just
like the Thunder Lightning was so crazy.
and they stayed on the field with each other. That's the crazy thing.
They just taking turns like KD
Right.
Kyrie.
So if Rocket is split out, your safety's not coming down in the box. Somebody has to double him.
Or they're gonna throw it to him.
There you go. So now Ricky is running against a seven-man box all game.
See, that could be
Inside
Artie. That's the
zone
man
trap.
Tobias Merriweather.
Absolutely.
Because
Or
they can do it.
or he wears the same number. They could use Chris Tyree in a similar way.
But Chris Tyree's not a Rocket.
No, he's not a Rocket.
He's
I
not a
agree with
Rocket.
that. He's not. That's not what I
Yeah.
was saying. I just said he wears the
He,
same
you
number.
know.
By no means was I saying that he was a Rocket. That's not what I'm saying.
Have we had an athlete like that since him?
Since Rocket, that's a good
Like
question. LL
just like a
has there
just a
man. Speaking of missing you at Notre Dame, have we had an athlete like Rocket Ismail since Rocket? That's crazy.
not that I remember. Golden Tate maybe?
Golden Tate might be the closest.
Gold wasn't fast like Rocket though.
No, but he did everything.
He
Kickoff,
did
punt,
everything.
receiver. They put him in the backfield, ran reverses with them. Golden might be the closest.
But he even wasn't Rocketish. He was good like
No. Will was Rocket-ish.
yeah, but we didn't feature Will
But we didn't feature
like
him in
how they
special
would have
teams
featured
like
Will
that.
back then.
Right.
Will back then would have
Right.
been crazy.
Right. 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 So Will was almost underutilized.
Oh, he was. Because we were such a good running team as well. And we went to Will by like, all right, back up off us. You know, when you a boxer, you got that jab, it's like, get off of us.
Right.
Will was our jab. But we was haymaker with the running game.
That's bro. Man, we might as well ring the alarm on that one. We got to change that.
I
We have
mean,
to
Brandon
change that.
Hillman, he looked pretty impactful.
What you talking about? Man,
Yeah, we talk about Rocky Ishmael.
you talking about man. You talking about Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and maybe it's good that you ain't had too many Rockets
Dude,
because you
I don't
wouldn't
know.
appreciate.
The closest thing to Rocket was probably Reggie. Reggie was just used more in the running game.
Mm.
You
Reggie
talk
Bush.
Bush. No,
Oh,
Bush. I'm talking
oh,
about the college football,
Reggie Bush was
period.
the most iconic. Well, okay, I would say not Reggie, but more Tavon Austin in college.
Come
Him
on.
and Geno Smith,
Nah, dude. Tavon
underrated.
Austin was nowhere near Rocket. We
Tavon
just
Austin
talking
wasn't
about
near
big
Rock.
moments. We talking about big stage, big
Oh
moments.
well, you know West Virginia ain't playing no big game like.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's why I said Reggie was
But
that big
Reggie was
stage
in his
dude.
own. Reggie literally is in
Yeah.
his own category.
Reggie's a whole other category. Whole other category. Like literally every big game that Cat Rocket did something crazy.
Every game.
Every game. Every big game that dude did something crazy. Every
Yeah.
game. Like the kickoff return, the last home game they had against Miami back in the 90s. Dude, kickoff, take it back. He's just every game he did something. And that's the type of vibe I'm hoping this 23 recruiting class offensively can give. Like whether it's Jeremiah Love, whether it's one of the three wide receivers, I'm hoping one of these difference makers that we feel like have come in to Notre Dame can give us that excitement. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for it. We thought we got that vibe from Jadarian Price. We did
Oh,
before the
100%.
injury. I
I
remember
still got
talking to
the feeling
you.
about him.
I remember sitting at the table with you, Eric Hansen, a couple other guys at the hotel, and talking about Jadarian Price, bro.
Because he can literally do it all. He can be a power back. He can be an outside tackle back, and you like he has the body type to catch out the backfield as well. And he looked like he could do some crazy shifty, but then because he's so big, he can run you over too.
Facts.
Like I
Yeah.
think he's a more in shape, probably athletic Kyron. Kyron
That
was just that heavy set kid in gym class that was super good at sports. But you wouldn't be like, oh man, he can't guard me, but he can really he's the best athlete in the gym
Kyron
program.
ran like he was used to playing with small kids.
Yeah,
Look at his running style.
yeah, he
He
ran.
he ran like he was used to playing with smaller kids.
Yeah.
That's funny you say that. That's funny you say that, love.
So vegetarian, I just feel like he like that spring game showed me that he could really if we were all about Jadarian Price and we was like we don't have no other talent other than Jadarian
Mhm.
Price, I think he's individually could take us very far. If it was like, man, we just passing to give him the ball, or we're just setting up different stuff to give him the football, I think we would be really dynamic on offense.
Yeah,
Not that Aldridge can't, I think Aldridge's a very good role player. Like you need Aldridge in moments in the game, four
yeah,
minutes, going in the red zone, tough short yardage packages. But you're not thinking open field, man. We gotta get the ball to Aldridge. Not that he can't do it, but I mean,
yeah, yeah.
we
I
have
can
open
tell.
field.
I can tell some people in the chat are watching from the beginning because they're clearly laughing at the GIF we put up, the Usher GIF. Lucky Lucky Podcast, Apple Podcast,
Tom
Spotify,
Tom Brady is over there right
YouTube,
now.
CFB
Wouldn't
Nation,
you though?
Iris
Wouldn't
Breakdown.
you be over there though? Let's be serious. Wouldn't you be over there right now?
We spin it different.
He got everything but his girl. I know he over there singing all the songs. Got the radio over the head. Tom is a regular guy now, and he got to get adjusted to that.
Oh man. Now I do think one thing Notre Dame fans won't miss is seeing inconsistent linebacker play. This is the year I think linebacker play changes.
We shift the focus to the D line instead of the middle
Yeah,
linebacker.
I think the back it's crazy because I think the back seven becomes more of the strength of Notre Dame than the front seven, right? If we're using the linebackers as the meeting point between those two. Because there are questions along the defensive line. There are questions about the pass rush. Like I said, you lose 25 career sacks, right? But you can lose those 25 career sacks and improve on your rush defense and maybe have three or four guys give you 6 or 7 sacks. Now you're
As
at
I said, we're
18.
gonna have
You
sacks
get
by committee next year.
that's 18 to 21 sacks.
We'll have 25 sacks next year, but made up by three guys. I
You
think three
know,
guys combined could get 25.
and Andre Neely said this some of them linebackers need to be D ends. Well, that process has started for a few.
Maris,
You know, that's something that's being looked into. I think, look, that's
we
the
got the
best
players to
thing.
do it all.
That's the best thing. That's one of the things I love about Marcus Freeman the most. That dude is honest. He's honest with himself, about himself. He's honest with his players, about them. And he's honest about what they can do. Like, look, man, they had a talk with Junior. Like, you know what? We're going to move you over here to Vipers. Yeah, you need to go to Viper. You
I
need
mean,
to
that
go
was
to
a good
Viper.
choice.
Yeah, yeah, because you're not about to beat out Nolan Prince and all the other linebackers we
Yeah,
got.
but we could play you at the same time. You know what I mean? We
Right,
don't need you to be
exactly,
behind
exactly,
anybody. We need you to play.
exactly, exactly, exactly. And that man, Mike Mickens is about to have fun. Of
And I
course,
think he's a really good coach, man. Mike
everyone
Mickens
has
gonna
to
coach
be,
the ass off.
everyone has to stay healthy. But Mike Mickens is about to be, man, he's about to have a lot of fun.
And shout out to Bayless. We've stayed more healthy these last couple of years than I can remember.
The fact that Mayer stayed healthy, I keep telling people, the the biggest take from Maris Leofow for me was the
He's
fact that he
staying
ended
healthy
the
all
year
season.
healthy. He ended the year. Jordan Botello, same thing, was on the field. He was on the field for a full season, right? And then you see the growth from some guys like Gabriel Rubio and some of those younger guys, and you expect some of those younger guys to get more opportunity along the defensive line. Man, look, it's just one of those things. And people take shots. Because people, this is how unfair some people are. Coming into the season, last season, Michael Mayer was a first round projection. That was easy. Jared Patterson was a first round projection.
He had a lot to
Preseason.
prove, though.
Foskey was a late first, possibly second round projection. Right?
Yeah.
Cam Hart was a second round grade, possibly early third. Right?
hmm
And people want to talk Cam can't cover, he can't do this, he can't do that.
He was hurt.
Oh, wait. This is the thing. Because I hate when people do this. When you had nobody in the defensive backfield, no
Yeah.
one,
Nobody.
you
when
had
we
nothing.
when we was transitioning Cam.
You had nothing in the defensive backfield. It's not Cam's fault. It's
Cam
not
shouldn't
Cam's
even be
fault.
back there.
Cam was a wide receiver,
Wide
bro.
receiver.
And you had nothing because of recruiting. Nothing. You didn't ask him to come over and give you depth. You asked him to come over and be the number one cornerback, bro. You got that.
A
This is my
receiver.
this is my pushback to people that want to just piss all over Cam. I'm sorry, that's the only word that came to mind. Like you want to be so down on Cam Hart. He was a wide receiver because of deficiencies in your recruiting.
Facts.
You didn't ask him to come over and give you depth.
Yeah.
You asked this man to make a transition,
Yeah. Replace the
be
whole
the,
thing
be the number one defensive back
as a receiver.
for a top program. And in his first year, this dude was picking two multi-interception games. And not team era, he's not good. The NFL scouts that watched his film said he was a second, third round pick. That's pretty darn good for a dude that transitioned from a position that he never even grew up playing.
Facts.
The same people that talk about Xavier Watts.
See, I
He
think
was
that was a
a
different
wide
one though.
receiver.
I think that's a little different.
But Xavier Watts was asked to give depth.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's
He
why it was
wasn't put in
different.
the position in
It wasn't like
spring like,
Xavier be
yo,
the man right
you got
now.
to be the man for us.
He became the man from depth. He
So
got in.
now he has this stigma of he has to be Benjamin Morrison when he was never Benjamin Morrison.
He was never Benjamin
So
Morrison.
that's not on Cam. That's on you.
Yeah. We was living off of Cam playing beyond expectations.
Dude.
Not Cam growing and developing as a DB like a Jayden Mickey. This man was asked to do something he can't sign the dotted line. Was like, wait a minute, I didn't come to be no DB. let alone
Something happened to your sound, left. Something happened to your mic.
can you hear me now?
There you go. Like, let me just say
Hold
this,
on.
dude.
I
Let
think I
me.
got to back out, come back in.
All
Hold
right, dude. I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it alone because it irritates me. Because at times fans can be, they can't see the forest for the trees, dude, and it's so disrespectful, dude. This young man fought through two injuries: abdominal injury in the spring, hamstrings during the fall. And all Notre Dame had this year going into the season were two young defensive backs that they expected to be good, but they didn't know. And
on.
Clarence Lewis, who was coming off that Fiesta Bowl.
Damn. Yeah, coming off of the Fiesta Bowl,
And
not
Tariq
coming in
Bracy.
school.
And Tariq Bracy. And you know what the coaching staff told Cam? Man, if you can just go. We know you're not right. We know you're not 100%. But if you can just go, if you can just get on the field, man, I promise you we'll appreciate it. And this dude goes out there coming off abdominal and dealing with hamstring issues. Of course he's not going to play well. What are you talking about? He's a defensive back with hamstring issues trying to play through it. And it finally got to a point during the season where he couldn't do it anymore. He couldn't do it anymore.
Getting cooked.
And this dude puts it on the line for the team. And
We know how
everybody,
that.
man, oh, he's trash. That's what I do. Sometimes we have no clue the sacrifice that's made by athletes on the behalf of team. You know, because Cam could have pulled a Kyle Hamilton. I'll leave it there. I'll leave it right there. I'll leave it right there.
Yeah.
That's why. Because he could have sat on that second, third round. He could have sat on that early in the year.
Could have gave you the Kyle.
He could have sat on that and pulled a Kyle Hamilton. Like, nah, I'm good. This dude guts it out for his team because they needed him. And you know
They
why
needed him.
you know why they had the luxury to say, you know what, Cam? Don't push it anymore. And Jason, you can't say that. Because I've been saying this about Cam Hart since the first and second week. So if you've been watching Lucky Lefty podcast, this is not the first time I brought up that Cam ain't right. This ain't the first time. I said it during training camp reports. I said it during the Ohio State post-game show. I said it during the Marshall post-game show. And all everyone wanted to do was point out this, that. All this young man has done is sacrificed for this program and done everything that's been asked of him by two separate coaching staffs. That's all he's done. That's all he's done. So, yeah, it irritates me a little bit when people don't understand what they're really looking at and they just judge it like, oh, he's not good. Like, come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on,
Come
man.
on, man.
We better than that.
Come on, man.
So,
Like when we saw Jared Patterson against Marshall, I didn't have one problem with anything he did physically left because I knew he wasn't 100%. I had zero problems with anything physically with Jared Patterson against Marshall. I knew he wasn't right. But I have a huge problem with a procedural penalty as a captain coming out of a timeout in an important situation in the fourth quarter. That's
so you
huge.
got to be better than that.
Yeah, that's unacceptable. I don't expect you to go out there and dominate coming off of that injury.
Yeah, we just need you to have a good B game.
That's it. That's it.
stand in the way.
That's it, man. And I think sometimes that's something else that came from. We can joke about Tom Brady, but in order to go as hard as he went, he sacrificed a lot in life, bro.
Oh, what? Yes,
He
yes,
sacrificed a lot. I
yes,
mean, he
yes.
literally put his family on the line, bro. And I'm not here to absolve. Hey, I'm not here to absolve him or make it
He
seem like he made
literally
the
put
right
his
decision.
family on the line.
That's his decision. That's his decision.
Yeah, you
All I'm
can't be
saying,
mad about somebody that's committed though.
dude, when
You
you
know?
love, I will always have supreme respect. I don't care if he plays a day in the NFL. Cam Hart will always have my supreme respect.
Yeah,
I know what he sacrificed for the program.
yeah. He definitely laid on that sword because I know at the end of the day, yeah, he's doing good at corner, but he probably wanted to play receiver for real.
Yeah, he wanted to
Probably
play
still
receiver.
do. You know,
But
probably still does.
that is, yo, once again, they almost moved Xavier Watts back to wide receiver in fall camp. Why? Because of injuries and the lack of numbers. Xavier Watts begged his way back to safety, bro. Begged his way back to safety. Like, yo, you made me switch over here last year for the team. I fell in love with it. I'm getting really good at it. Don't make me switch back. But you know what he said? I'll do it for the team. You know why he said he'll do it for the team? Because he sees other people around him that have done it for the team.
Right.
So if Cam Hart even gets drafted
It's
to
a
the
win.
NFL, it's a
Yeah.
win for what he has been asked to do.
Switch his whole thing up.
Switch your whole stilo up. Once again, man, please, Nate, I do. It's crazy, and it's really not about him. It's really before Mike Mickens got here, the recruiting at that position was so
Underwhelming.
man that they had to ask. It's really a tribute to Mike Mickens to identify Cam, say, yo, that's about the best option we have. I can work with that. Get him to come over and get him to play to the level that he played at. That his film was worthy enough to get a second, third round grade in his first year at the position. So that's like kudos to Mike Mickens. Flat out.
Yeah.
Kudos to
Thank
him.
you. Yeah.
And that, man, to me, those are the elements of team. Those are the elements of team.
That's what it takes, for sure.
Not that crap that was going on this year. We don't do it like that. Nah, man, shut up. Play ball. Play.
So, shut up.
Yeah. So, man, should Clarence Lewis go to safety?
Your body.
I think that would be something that I would want Clarence Lewis to come to me as a staff and say, you know what? I see we have these youngsters that can really ball. Cam's back healthy.
If
Man,
he was smart, he would go to safety.
put me at safety. That shouldn't even be a conversation that the coaches have to come to him and talk about.
No. He
If he
should be
wants to
active. He
play,
should be proactive.
if he wants to play and he wants to make the team better and have the best players on the field, once again, player-led programs are the elite programs. When your players think that way, without the coach's input, That's an elite program.
It's definitely an elite program. It's a different mentality when the team is not just there to strap on helmets, and when we really like, okay, I can notice my teammate balling doing this right. Let's go to the coaches and be like, give him a shot. That's how you
Yeah.
know your team is in tune with itself and they want to be good. You know, a coaching staff can only take a team so far where it's like, all right, y'all little babies got to walk on your own now.
Dude,
When
look,
the team start going to coach and be like, hey, coach, I really,
this is you're lying.
he's like, you're lying.
I just try to be GC. You're lying. I've spoken to multiple parties involved. That's
Said,
not what happened. So
said it's
whoever
not
told you
true.
that's what happened, that's not what happened.
He said, you're lying. Don't be out here lying now. GC got the info. He got the scoop. That's what y'all come to see. The scoop.
The point is, regardless of what you believe happened, a wide receiver was asked to come over and be the number one defensive back.
That's
Who
right.
does that? What
It
Power Five program does that?
shouldn't
Who?
be Notre Dame.
Where?
Shouldn't be Notre Dame.
And what fan base expects that wide receiver to be a star?
Yeah, we got Cam thinking he'll be a star receiver. That's the fan
It's
base, the
crazy.
coaching staff.
It's
He come
crazy.
over here and I'm telling you how hard it is to be at a Division 1 program and just switch positions and then be good at it. Because usually when they tell you to switch positions, that's because they're trying to find somewhere where you can get lost.
Like the film you showed yesterday, the Moore kid out of Tampa. Like conversation, great conversation going on right now. Yeah, Notre Dame shops down a different aisle. But the kid we saw yesterday on that film, everybody wants that.
Oh, you
Every
talking about
top,
the tight
the,
end lineman dude?
the tight end lineman and the wide receiver, everybody wants that.
Oh yeah, the wide receiver. Oh yeah.
Every
We,
Alabama wants that. Clemson
yeah,
wants that. Georgia wants that.
yo,
Dude, that's
that
not even
receiver. I
coming.
want that receiver.
Dude, that's an aisle that everybody wants. And he just happens to be a 3-star at this point.
We shopping at Aldi's.
Some
Aldi's has
people thought
great products.
Cam Williams, class of 24, was shopping down a different aisle when he
The only
signed.
the only eye I thought we shopped different in the 23 class was the safety. Because I'm
But
like, okay,
now
I
Cam
thought he was.
Williams is on the verge of possibly being a 5-star based upon his junior film.
Oh shoot,
He might get the top 50. But he wasn't that when Notre Dame identified him.
mm, wasn't even
Like,
there.
no. So, dude, I don't care. Can you produce? That's it. Can you produce? Cam Hart, his first year, produced.
He did,
Because of injuries last year, he didn't produce.
and now he has a year to prove it once and for all. You know,
But I can tell you what, the young men in that program look up to Cam Hart. You can say whatever you
100%.
want to say about what he does on the field.
They respect him.
Ask Benjamin Morrison about Cam Hart, that he's spoken about his relationship with Cam Hart. Ask Jaden Mickey about Cam Hart and his leadership and what he's meant to them. That dude deserves a lot more respect than he gets. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe I don't. I'm not sure if they just give out second or third round grades like that. I don't know. Maybe they give them out because the NFL is scripted and rigged, right?
Well, I
They
think it
get
could
each,
be
each team
the
gets a
NFL
script
can
at the
be
beginning of the
biased
year,
at
right?
times. It can be biased at times, especially against Joe Burrow.
Here we go.
That Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Have you had one of those yet?
Yeah,
I
right.
know. I know. Patrick Mahomes
Yeah,
Senior
right.
was chiefing on
Look,
one
hey, he
Sunday
better
night.
put it down and get focused on Jalen Hurts.
Oh,
We
now
get
wait a
hurt.
minute. Wait a minute, LL. He's a Eagles slash Jalen Hurts fan now.
No, no, no,
Yeah.
no. Look, I'm happy. Jalen Hurts fits in the same realm as Justin Fields to me. Look, win as fast as you can because if not, look, you're not going to be there. They're not picking up your fifth year option. They're not. Chicago right now is not picking up Justin Fields' fifth year option. They're not. They're
That'd
not.
be cool.
The Eagles not going to pick up Jalen Hurts' fifth year option unless he wins the Super Bowl.
Oh, I disagree with that. You really think he needs to win a Super Bowl to
Because
get a?
think about it. Because think about it. If they don't win this year, you got the year after where they're like, okay, they'll be solid. The
Mm,
year after that, you got to think stuff is going to happen because of contracts. So they're not going to have the same receiver core because Devontae Smith got to get paid in the next year and a half or so. So now, is Jalen going to develop into a passer that's consistent, like without having the All Star receiver core class? That takes at least 6 years.
yeah.
So do you want another Dak in Philly? I don't. I think after watching Dak in Philly, Cowboys might not ever have another Dak. So he better win the Super Bowl now because he don't have the luxury of a Josh Allen that can get close and lose all the time, and he still
Yeah.
be ranked as the third best quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
See, that facade can't last for Jalen. Jalen literally got to win,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Fortunately, unfortunately, Justin Field don't got no chance. Don't let Chicago be bad next year.
Then we just go get Caleb Williams. What are you talking about? That's a win-win. What are you talking about?
Now I'm talking about your boy. I'm talking about your boy Justin Fields. They gonna be like,
No, no, no. Wait. That ain't my boy.
wait,
Hold on. I'm not like you. I don't just pick up quarterbacks and teams on the as I go through
no,
life.
you're a Chicago guy.
I'm a Chicago guy. That's not my boy. He just plays with a team.
Hey, y'all see how these fans be, man? The fans, man, they talk about that's not my guy, but he on my team.
Well, see, no, no, no. I can't speak for other fans. I speak for me. I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, but Zach Levine ain't my guy.
Oh, okay. You're not giving him a max contract.
No, no. I said it
Who
2
you
years
who you
ago.
gonna give it to?
Not him.
Y'all gonna give it to Kobe White or something?
No, I would have been tanking for the big Frenchman. I'm just saying.
Look,
That's
the
not
big
me.
Frenchman.
Look,
Oh man, the big Frenchman. He's a program changer, organization fire starter.
dude, you know how it is. You.
Hold on, hear me? Damn,
Yeah,
hold on, I gotta
I
come back
got you.
in. I can't
Come
hear
back
you.
in. LL Nation, you know what I'm talking about. You judge how creative you need to be on a date, right? You have first dates where you get real creative and you go all out. And then you have some first dates that you might just take to the coffee house. You have a first date that you might just take to breakfast.
What you talking about? First date?
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
You judge the first date, right? You know, somebody you might take them to the Waffle House. Somebody else you might take them to the coffee house. Somebody else you might get super creative, hit up a Nobu or
Hold on,
another
first date?
spot.
Ooh,
I said, look, I said you might get creative, depending
creative or
upon
expensive? Which one?
depending upon the person. That's all I'm saying. It depends on the person.
Where's Chicago taking Justin
That's all
Fields?
I'm
If you
saying.
had to,
So what
if
I'm telling you,
Chicago,
I'm willing. I'm willing to pay the max. I'm willing to go Nobu for the right person.
ah, so
Zach
where they taking
Levine
the Justin Fields?
is
Wendy's?
not the right person. Say it again.
Where they taking the Justin Fields? Harold's?
What do you mean?
If the Chicago had to take Justin Fields to a restaurant right now, Are they taking him to Nobu? Or are they taking him to
No,
Harold's Chicken?
no, no. You know how long you have to wait for a reservation to get to Bonobo? No. No, I'm not taking him to Harold's. No, he's worth more than Harold's. He almost broke Lamar Jackson's single season rushing record. He's a nice
Olive Garden.
no. He's a nice, quaint Hyde Park restaurant. See, Hyde Park is a
Mm,
nice, quaint
mm,
New York style area
okay,
in the middle of Chicago with
okay.
small businesses. They hold a lot of festivals there. It's almost like Greenwich Village in New York
Got it.
and Chicago. So I'll take them there. I'll take them there.
What about a Rush on Tavern? You taking him there?
You got to get me to the playoffs for Rush on Tap.
Well, he get them good steaks, huh?
Yeah, you got to get me to the playoffs. If he
Yeah, yeah.
if he gets the Bears to the Super Bowl,
He
oh,
go Nobu. He
we
go
definitely
Nobu.
spend it.
Right now, Jalen Hurts, he can go. He can make a reservation at Nobu.
Yeah, yeah.
He eating at Benihana's right now, but he working his way up.
Ryan Loftus said he takes his first date to the candy shop. Maybe he's talking about at the Sugar Factory. I'm not a Sugar Factory fan.
Really, you don't like all the dry ice and the steam and
You know, my I've had a couple of birthday parties in the family there for a couple of my nephews. It was all right. The food was all right.
it's about the experience. It's definitely not about the food.
Domer Wop said, see, Domer Wop, everybody, Malik could probably pull this off. He said, cook her homemade seafood Alfredo.
Ooh, that's if you love her.
See,
That's if
that's
you
what I'm
love her.
saying.
You
You
gotta love her
start
for
cooking
that.
for somebody, you got to have some strong feelings for that one.
Yeah,
You have
cook
to
her
have a
mean.
really good vibe about that one on the first date to cook some out. Yeah,
First date to be cooking. Yeah, you trying to lock it in.
facts, facts, facts. So, look, thanks for everybody that checked in today. It's a wonderful, wonderful show, man. You guys make it what it is. We didn't know it was going to start this way. We didn't know it was going to go left and derail. But as, as one of our listeners in the chat said, man, today was all up. Man, it was spicy.
All over one
It
of them
was
things.
spicy. It's a spicy show. So yeah, I got a lot of love for that dude, Cam Hart. He's a good dude. On top of the fact that he's a good dude,
On
I have
top
a
of
lot
that,
of
yeah.
love for that dude. I really do. You know what time it is, left.
Petticoat, petti, petti, petticoat, petticoat junction.
It's time to get petty
Oh, we did a good job executing.
Are you upset with something?
and fire up the Petticoat Junction train.
I just don't like you.
You don't?
No.
What is today's pettiest story? Petty Junction.
Petty Junction, pettiest story of the day, brought to you by Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com, that premium American whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. Left, I don't know if you heard about this story, bro, but Churchland High School in Virginia has abandoned its girls' basketball season, leaving parents bewildered and a coach fired. This comes after the revelation over the weekend that 23-year-old coach Arlisha Boykins presented to be a 13-year-old on the team and suited up for Churchland. One of Churchland's players wasn't available for the team's matchup with Naismond River as she was away for a club basketball tournament. So instead of competing a player down or leaving more on the bench, Boykins suited up to stunt as an actual child playing as if no one would notice. Unfortunately, someone did. They forfeited the game and eventually were forced to forfeit the season, leaving
The
parents of the
season?
remain. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's it.
What?
That's it. That's it.
That's crazy.
That's
They
it.
out of control.
That dude, Arlisha, my sister. I don't know how you felt like as a 23-year-old woman that you would be able to fool the community into not seeing you on the basketball court. I don't know. She put her hair like in a nice little ponytail, trying to make herself look
It's like
younger.
we see you, girl, with them calf muscles. You don't look like no 13-year-old. And she tried to put on the long sleeve. Like, come on, fam.
Yo, this is the craziest sports story I've seen in a long
Yeah, it's
time.
a girl story too. It's like, I gotta say if it's a dude, I get it, but man, this is a girl doing it.
Man, the coach at that
She
found,
said she over here calling real sets.
I can see if she had gone out and got a ringer in the neighborhood
Yeah, get you one of them
that was a
neighborhood kids.
teenager, right, to
She
play.
said, I'll do it
No,
myself.
I do it myself. I
I'm gonna
got
show
the
y'all how to
makeup.
ball for real.
Oh man, you are on the petty train today, man. I couldn't believe it when I heard it. Arlisha Boykins, Churchland High School in Virginia. Man, how ironic that the name of the school is Churchland
Cause they ain't keeping it GC over there.
at all. Hey man, thank you everybody for joining us today. We'll see you guys tomorrow with another great show. It's the Lucky Lefty Podcast. Have a great Wednesday, but most of all, you have to make sure that you spend it different.